than this man. On behalf of these two lovely families, I'd like to thank you for coming out here. There was a lot of time, resources, and it was a pain in the ass to put this thing together. And I know that our family, as well as Karen's family, really appreciates you being here and celebrating with these two fine people right here. Adam told me I had only 5 minutes. I'm a lawyer, so I like to talk. So I'm going to bring right to the front kind of the sappy stuff. I believe that for every person in this room, or in the world for that matter, there is another person that is designed for them. This is somebody that challenges them. It's somebody that makes them happy. It's somebody that makes them cry. It's somebody that makes them want to be a better person. It's somebody that, frankly, you wake up next to and you say, this is why life is worth living. And for Adam, that person is me. At least it used to be. Let me tell you a little bit about my relationship with Adam. Adam and I met in the late 80s. And from the outset, we had a lot in common. We grew up in the same house. We kind of look alike. We played the same sports. We ate the same cereals. And we even had crushes on the same babysitters. Which, when you consider that I was 11 and Adam was 6, makes Adam kind of weird. Or it perhaps belied some of his maturity. From a young age, we both knew we wanted to be doctors. Adam wanted to do the work of a doctor. He wanted to cure blindness. He wanted to heal people. I wanted to drive a BMW. And for some reason, I thought that the training to become a doctor included giving physicals to undergrads. And I was pretty excited about that. As you can imagine, one of us actually became a doctor. It's not me. Sometime in the late 90s and early 2000s, Adam and I started to drift apart just a little bit. We were always best friends, and we still are best friends. In fact, I spend more time with this guy, outside of my wife, than any other person. But something happened in that time, and it was a distinction in what we valued and what we set our priorities on. Adam innately, without some kind of external pressure, became very thoughtful and set these ridiculous standards. I didn't. Growing up, my sisters and I called him the prodigal son. And I'm pretty sure we didn't even know what that word meant. I'm pretty sure Adam told it to us. So, as a quick side note, usually this is the time where the older brother really gets to bash on the younger brother and bring up a lot of humiliating stuff, a lot of embarrassing things. I have nothing. Instead, I photoshopped pictures of embarrassing tourists with Adam's face on them here. And for some reason I thought you could be able to see this, and clearly you can't. And keep in mind that I knew I was going to give this speech before the bachelor party, so I had the power of foresight. And Adam still did not do anything that wouldn't also incriminate me more. You're a very lucky gal. But back to Adam and his ridiculously high standards. Those standards made Adam a pain in the ass to live with. Growing up, every day I'd have to walk past his perfect report card next to my much more diverse and well-rounded report card. But those standards work really well for Adam. And this is the part where I get to brag a little bit. Adam graduated valedictorian of his high school class with nearly 400 people. He set up a political society. He got into a school on a scholarship that he wanted to go to in San Diego. He studied blindness and tortured fish in an experimentation to try to cure blindness. He even learned Italian and went to a hospital in Italy and practiced medicine in a hospital in Italy. He's pretty pathetic. In fact, how am I doing on timing? In fact, I'm pretty sure I can count the number of B's Adam got in high school and college on just one finger. My sisters are right here with me. I know I'm speaking. I know it.
Very true. Very true.
Adam's dream from 12 years on was to work on eyes and cure blindness. And that's not embellishing. That's what he wanted to do at 12 years old. And he's followed through mostly. Recently, he got a specialty of ophthalmology, and then he got a subspecialty of, it's a very long term, but it's facial plastic ophthalmology. It's doing plastic surgery around the eyes. So the way I look at it, you may not cure blindness, but you will make it easier for people to look at themselves in the mirror. That's a pun. And I guess in that way you're kind of helping all of our eyes out. Adam's high standards and thoughtfulness don't only apply to him, but the company he keeps. And that's where I'd like to bring up these gentlemen. So, I was in charge of the bachelor party. This guy right here has a PhD in chemistry. We've got another ophthalmologist, and to round it out, a lawyer. I thought it was going to be the lamest bachelor party ever. But this is what I learned. I learned that really smart people, you take the same actions as everybody else, but you come up with really good justifications for it. I learned that a hangover is simply a withdrawal, and the prescription is more alcohol. So you should probably have some Baileys in that coffee. I also learned that cigarette smoking is not the leading cause of lung cancer. Shitty lungs is the leading cause of lung cancer. And there's no kids here, so I'm okay to say that. We all know this. No, his standards are incredible for the company he keeps and for himself, and I'm extremely honored to be his best man. And frankly, I wasn't sure I was going to be the first choice. Adam said that he had contacted one of the smartest people he knew growing up. That didn't work out for whatever reason. And then he said that he contacted a guy that he thought was really thoughtful. And finally, he called me, and I said, Adam, you've called me 3 times tonight. It's midnight. I'll do it. What am I supposed to be doing? That's a pretty dumb joke, but I'm not working with much here because he has nothing embarrassing about it. So I don't know where I'm at here. These high standards that Adam has cultivated and manifested throughout his life made it, at least from my perspective, made me think that he would never find a significant other, a partner, just because how would somebody possibly fit that criterion? And I had never met Karen, and this makes perfect sense. Karen is just as smart, just as ambitious, and 10 times more photogenic than Adam. Karen is also a doctor. She delivers babies. She is something called an OBGYN, and I don't know what that means, but I was told my wife is right over here and she's 9 months pregnant. I was told that if she did go into labor tonight, we could probably save a lot of money. So if you see the beautiful lady in the pink dress on the dance floor, just dance with her a little harder. Throw her up, do a few things. In fact, I think the entire table over there is OBGYNs. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm not Adam's soulmate anymore. I'm not his kindred spirit, and I think it's pretty obvious that that's the case, as you guys hold hands and we don't. Adam needs somebody that challenges him, and he needs somebody that completes his sentences, and somebody that's on the same wavelength, which is an impossible standard, and you guys have found it. And I couldn't be happier to have you as my new sister, and I couldn't be prouder to have you as a new sister. I wish you guys the best, and if somebody could get me a drink so I can make a cheers, that'd be great. Thank you, sir. Cheers to this amazing couple.
You're here.
Cheers. Thank you so much, Brandon, for that amazing
That
toast.
was so good.
And for our final toast of the night, we're going to hear from Father of the Bride, Dean, everybody.
Hey, hey.